Bosco Campus Vision. I'm Sharon Stanley, Assistant Professor, PG Department of English, Don Bosco College, Kottayam. In the fourth semester of MA English Language Literature, you have Comparative Literature as your elective course. It encompasses 4 modules. Today, I deal with the fourth module, Literature and Other Arts. The fourth module has 2 films, Kanchana Sita and Bhargavi Nilayam. Today, I discuss the film Kanchana Sita. G.Aravindan'S unique contribution to world cinema and the Ramayana tradition emerged out of the creative energy that colored the artistic milieu of Kerala in the 1970s and 1980s. The film Kanchana Sita touches upon several episodes from the final section of Ramakatha. Aravindan's attention to the absence and presence of Sita animates this film. In this lecture, I deal with the analysis of the film Kanchana Sita, directed by G.Aravindan. Kanchana Sita is a 1977 Indian Malayalam feature-length film scripted and directed by G.Aravindan. It is a mythological film. Its story was adapted from C.N. Srikandan Nayar's play of the same name, which is a reworking of Valmiki's Ramayana. The film interprets a story from the Uttarakanda of the epic poem Ramayana. It was shot in the interior tribal areas of Andhra Pradesh. Director Aravindan interweaves the philosophical concepts of Prakriti, Purusha bonds throughout the film. The film earned Aravindan the National Film Award for Best Direction. The film Kanchana Sita interprets a story from the Uttarakanda of the epic poem Ramayana, where Rama sends his wife Sita to the jungle to satisfy his subjects. Sita is never actually seen in the film, but her virtual presence is compellingly evoked in the moods of the forest and the elements. The film Kanchana Sita retells the epic from a feminist perspective. The director, G. Aravindan, portrays Sita not in human form, but as a representation of the philosophic concept of Prakriti. In the film, Sita speaks only through movement in nature. For instance, when leaves rustle or the surface of the river ripples. Aravindan takes the extraordinary cinematic step for representing Sita as Prakriti. He sought to visualize Sita's emotion, pain, joy, sadness, and equanimity through the moods of Prakriti. Therefore, dialogue is redundant and is minimally used in the film. When we analyze the film Kanchana Sita, we find Aravindan's film distinctively differs from both the Uttarakanda of Valmiki's Ramayana and Srikandan Nayar's play. In contrast to both, his thematic content is much more directly focused on Rama's inner conflict between desire for enlightenment and the desire for sovereign power. He highlights this conflict through his choice of location and actors. For instance, thematic elaboration of the killing of Shampuka and the presence of Prakriti. As Rama proceeds under the dictates of Brahmin sages, that is to ensure absolute power through sacrifice or Ashwamedha Yagam, Rama enters into a series of dharmic confrontations. Critical among them are first one, beheading of Shampuka; second, the conflict between Rama, Bharata and Urmila over whether the whole sacrifice should be performed; and the third one, the unexpected challenge from Leva and Kusha. Throughout the film, Rama is caught in a dharmic predicament. In the film, as in the play, Urmila asks why Rama abandoned Sita and why he submits to the dictates of Brahmins. The emotional intensity of these dialogue-dominated conflicts in the play is muted in the film. Through Aravindan's reticent, subdued, cinematic rendering of long, silent takes of Rama and Lakshmana wandering through the dense forest and the river banks symbolizes spiritual quest. Using Nayar's play only as a starting point, Aravindan transformed the script according to his interpretation of Indian philosophy. Srikandan Nayar's play followed the style of epic presentation that is familiar to Indian audiences used to viewing mythological films and dance dramas. In contrast, Aravindan abandoned such alternation in setting by moving Rama's story into the landscape of tribal people. Imagining Ayodhya in the forest. Its palaces are forest caves, its streets are tracked in the wilderness. In the play, Rama seeks out the Shudra Tapasvi, finds Shambhuka performing penances hanging upside down, and takes Shambhuka's life. In contrast, Aravindan broke Rama's single fatal encounter with Shambhuka into two scenes. In the first scene, set at the very beginning of the film, Rama finds Shambhuka practicing penances forbidden to Shudras, but Shambhuka's wife pleads with Rama not to kill her husband. Later in the film, a brief scene shows Shambhuka who has already been cut down by Rama's arrow. The scene, killing of Shambhuka, precedes an image of the white horse's head, now severed for the horse sacrifice. Both killings reassert the primacy of the desire for sovereign power and necessity for such power to assert itself through extremes of violence. Now I discuss Sita's absent presence. Sita's physical absence liberates her presence from the limitations of a specific spatio-temporal location or physical form, such as a body, a scene, a place, or a voice. She appears as a sunlight that marks an ever-changing path through the thick forest trees. She is audible and visible as the wind rustles the leaves. She moves in the river as ripples in the water. To Rama, Sita in the form of Prakriti also appears as a guide to Dharma, indicating the path of action that he must adopt. Science from Prakriti presented the music and images of nature's movement stop Rama from killing Shambhuka at first sight. Likewise, the turbulence in nature appears to warn Rama against the performance of horse sacrifice. For Aravindan, Prakriti appears to be primarily a maternal force that heightens Rama's awareness of his own destructive actions. Only in the final scenes does Prakriti begin to consume Rama's universe, as the fire that burns down the sacrificial hall and as the waters of the Sarayu that awaits Rama's final journey of enlightenment or moksha. Dear students, I hope it is clear this far and to your assignment. Dear students, I hope it is clear this far. Write the analysis of the film Kanchana Sita as your assignment. Thank you.